1948 F-Series, the workhorse that built America. In the aftermath of World War II, the American landscape was shifting. The country was rebuilding, not from ruins like much of Europe, but from a wartime economy to one focused on peace, prosperity, and productivity. It was a time of growth. Factories retooled, cities expanded, and rural communities pushed forward with a new sense of purpose. Out of this fertile ground of innovation and ambition came a vehicle that would change the way Americans worked, traveled, and did business, the 1948 Ford F-Series. This was more than just a new truck. It was a declaration. Ford called it the bonus-built truck, and it was the company's first post-war vehicle designed completely from scratch. Unlike earlier trucks, which were often modified versions of car platforms, the 1948 F-Series was purpose-built as a truck from the ground up. It was engineered for work, designed for durability, and tailored to meet the needs of a changing America. With this bold move, Ford didn't just release a new model, it launched a dynasty. From the get-go, the 1948 F-Series was a standout. Its design was fresh and rugged, a symbol of post-war confidence. The front grille was broad and commanding, framed by bold headlamps that gave it a sense of strength and purpose. The cab was wider and more spacious than anything Ford had previously offered, reflecting a new focus on driver comfort. For the first time, a truck felt less like a bare-bones utility vehicle and more like a partner, something built with the working person in mind. The F-Series didn't arrive as a single model, but as an entire family of trucks, ranging from the light-duty F1 half-ton to the heavy-duty F8 behemoth. This new lineup allowed Ford to cater to a wide spectrum of industries, from farming and ranching to delivery services and construction fleets. It was versatile, scalable, and customizable, quickly making it a favorite across America. The truck wasn't confined to the dusty fields or loading docks. It found its way into police departments, utility companies, and even fire stations. Under the hood, the 1948 F-Series was as serious as it looked. Depending on the model, it came equipped with a reliable flathead V8 or a rugged inline-six engine, delivering the kind of torque and endurance that blue-collar America demanded. The 3-speed manual transmission and sturdy leaf spring suspension gave it a tough, no-nonsense drive. It was the kind of machine you could trust day in and day out, hauling hay bales, timber, tools, or whatever the job required. But what really set the 1948 F-Series apart was its combination of strength and comfort. Ford engineers understood that the person behind the wheel mattered just as much as the load in the bed. They gave the truck a wider seat, better insulation, improved visibility, and modernized controls. These touches transformed it from a mere utility vehicle into something that people genuinely enjoyed driving. For the first time, a pickup truck was both a workhorse and a daily driver. As the truck made its way into rural communities, small towns, and growing cities, it began to weave itself into the American fabric. On farms, it replaced wagons and earlier, less capable trucks. In cities, it delivered goods, tools, and people with unprecedented efficiency. It wasn't long before the F-Series was more than just a vehicle. It was a symbol of American can-do spirit. Wherever there was work to be done, the F-Series was there, shoulder to shoulder with the people building roads, homes, businesses, and dreams. Visually, the truck stood out. There was something timeless about its design: the rounded hood, the symmetrical fenders, the clean lines of the cab. It had presence without pretense, form built entirely around function. Yet it was stylish in its own way, especially when painted in classic two-tone schemes or adorned with chrome accents. It looked as good in front of a hardware store as it did covered in mud behind a barn. And that visual appeal only grew over the years, as enthusiasts began to restore and customize these early models into rolling tributes to American heritage. The 1948 F-Series didn't just succeed, it sparked a revolution. It was the first chapter in what would become the best-selling truck line in the United States for over 4 decades. But more than sales numbers or production stats, the real measure of its success lies in its impact. This was the truck that helped build post-war America. It hauled materials for homes during the suburban boom. It delivered tools and timber to the crews building the interstate highway system. It transported equipment for small businesses and growing corporations alike. Generations of Americans grew up with the F-Series. Fathers taught sons to drive in them. Mechanics cut their teeth fixing them. Entrepreneurs used them to launch companies. And for many, the memory of that 1948 model, its smell, its sound, its solid, no-frills feel, is as vivid as any family photograph. These trucks were more than machines. They were milestones. Today, the legacy of the 1948 F-Series is alive and thriving. Restorers search high and low for original parts. Custom builders drop modern engines into vintage frames. Collectors proudly show off their meticulously maintained models at classic car events across the country. Each of these trucks tells a story, not just about Ford, but about America itself. About a time when the nation rolled up its sleeves and got to work. The spirit of the 1948 F-Series lives on in every new Ford truck rolling off the assembly line. You can see its DNA in the strong grille, the durable frame, and the commitment to innovation and reliability. But no matter how advanced today's trucks become, they'll always owe a debt to that humble yet groundbreaking original. From farm to fleet, from rural routes to urban streets, the 1948 Ford F-Series was the truck that showed America what was possible. It was a turning point in automotive history and a foundational piece of the American dream. It's more than just metal and bolts. It's memory, legacy, and a whole lot of heart. So whether you're a collector, a restorer, a lifelong Ford fan, or just someone who appreciates good old-fashioned craftsmanship, the story of the 1948 F-Series is one worth remembering. Because in many ways, it's the story of America itself, strong, steady, and always ready to roll. The dawn of the 1948 Ford F-Series wasn't just the release of a new vehicle. It marked the beginning of a revolution in automotive history. Emerging from the ashes of World War II, America was ready for progress, and the F-Series was Ford's bold answer to that call. It wasn't simply a pickup, it was a post-war marvel, reimagining what a truck could be in an era hungry for advancement, efficiency, and strength. It wasn't just built to survive, it was built to thrive in a world reshaping itself from the ground up. For the first time, Ford departed from adapting passenger car chassis for trucks and created a purpose-built truck platform. The result was a vehicle that not only looked the part with its wide, upright grille and commanding stance, but also delivered unmatched utility. This was no ordinary farm hauler. It had grit, style, and the raw capability to keep up with America's post-war ambition. With a freshly designed ladder-type frame, wider cabs, and an industry-first offering of a factory V8 engine in a light-duty pickup, the 1948 F-Series stood as a testament to engineering foresight and bold innovation. The truck featured improved ride quality with a longer wheelbase and better suspension, designed to handle the rough, unpaved roads common in rural America. And yet, this wasn't a brute that ignored comfort. Ford integrated an all-new cab design that featured increased headroom, a more ergonomic dashboard, and upgraded insulation to reduce noise and vibration. This was work made comfortable, a concept that was both revolutionary and future-forward in the late 1940s. As the truck made its way off the factory floors, it rolled into a country that was expanding on every front. On farms, the F-Series quickly became an indispensable tool. It transported produce to market, hauled bales of hay, and pulled trailers with ease. But its reach didn't stop at the fence line. As the American economy surged and urban centers grew, the F-Series proved just as valuable in the heart of the city. Construction companies adopted it for hauling tools and supplies. Delivery businesses leaned on its reliability and payload capacity. From agriculture to heavy-duty labor in emerging suburbs and downtowns, the F-Series adapted effortlessly. It was as much at home under the open sky as it was between skyscrapers. The design evolution of the cab was another game-changer. Originally utilitarian, Ford pushed the boundaries to offer comfort features that had been absent in trucks. The bench seats became more supportive, ventilation improved, and optional heaters became popular. For many, this was the first truck they could drive to work all week and take the family to town on weekends. This blurring of work and leisure was a glimpse into the future where the pickup truck would become a lifestyle vehicle, not just a tool. The Ford F-Series didn't just become a part of America's workforce, it became the backbone of it. As industries boomed, logistics and transportation demands exploded. The F-Series was right there to answer the call. With its unmatched versatility and Ford's commitment to regular innovation, the truck earned its place as a cornerstone of American infrastructure. By the mid-1950s, Ford's dominance in the pickup market was undeniable. The F-Series name was evolving, but the values remained the same: reliability, performance, and utility. Ford's consistent upgrades to the powertrain and chassis over the years further solidified the F-Series as a serious player in industrial logistics. It wasn't long before major infrastructure projects, from highways to high-rises, relied on fleets of F-Series trucks. Its impact was visible in every corner of the country, whether it was delivering materials to build neighborhoods or supporting the growth of small businesses that would shape communities. And then, it became an icon. Beyond function, the F-Series captured America's imagination. It found its way into movies, television shows, and advertising campaigns as a symbol of rugged reliability and honest work. In classic westerns, it stood beside cowboys. In modern dramas, it represented resilience and authenticity. It wasn't just a truck, it was a character. This cultural permeation only deepened its legacy. People didn't just drive F-Series trucks, they formed bonds with them. They passed them down through generations. Restoration communities flourished, preserving and celebrating early models like the 1948 edition. Car shows across the country began to feature pristine examples, often showcased with family stories and photos pinned to the windshield. The F-Series became a canvas for expression as well. Custom builders took the 1948 model and transformed it into lowriders, hot rods, or resto mods. Each custom build told a story of American ingenuity, of a deep respect for heritage, and of a love for craftsmanship that never went out of style. And Ford never stopped looking forward. While staying true to the rugged spirit of the original, the F-Series evolved with the times. Each generation brought fresh design, smarter engineering, and new technology. Yet, no matter how modern they became, you could always trace the soul of today's F-150 back to that groundbreaking 1948 design. As the 21st century unfolded, the F-Series transformed yet again. It adapted to environmental concerns with aluminum bodies and fuel-efficient engines. It embraced technology with advanced towing systems, connectivity, and driver assist features. It redefined expectations with luxury trims and performance variants, becoming as much a status symbol as a practical vehicle. Now, it looks toward the future. With the launch of the all-electric Ford F-150 Lightning, the F-Series enters a new era. Built with the same ethos of innovation and utility that shaped the original 1948 model, the Lightning represents the latest chapter in a story more than 7 decades in the making. Electric motors replace V8s, and touchscreen dashboards replace analog gauges, but the mission remains: to move America forward. The F-Series isn't just a truck. It's a legacy of progress, a monument to grit, and a bridge between generations. From hauling hay in the heartland to delivering goods in smart cities, the F-Series has adapted, endured, and led. So, what comes next? Autonomous driving? Fully integrated digital ecosystems? Solar charging solutions? Possibly all of the above. What matters most is that the spirit of the 1948 original, built tough, built for work, built for the people, lives on in every future forward design. It reminds us that innovation and tradition don't have to be opposites. In fact, when done right, they build on each other. As long as there are roads to travel, things to build, and dreams to chase, the F-Series will be there. It helped build America once. And it's not done yet. If you've enjoyed this journey through time with the legendary 1948 Ford F-Series, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video with your friends, fellow gearheads, or anyone who appreciates classic American craftsmanship. Be sure to like, comment with your own F-Series memories, and subscribe to the channel for more stories that bring automotive legends to life. Let's keep this legacy rolling strong, together.